This young lady certainly going to be just shoveling accolades into the back of her car. Ladies and gentlemen, from Boardman High School, the Boardman backstop herself, Addie Rudge. What's up, young lady?
Hi, how are you guys?
We're wonderful. Great to see you. On a scale of 1 to infinity, what is your level of excitement going into the state semifinals later this week?
Definitely Infinity, because we haven't been there in forever, and it's such a great accomplishment to be there.
Addie, we have kind of followed you since your time in Little League. We knew your name. We saw you at Field of Dreams when you were, in 12U. So we knew you were coming up. But talk about your journey and what it's been like to kind of get to this freshman year and to finally be a part of this varsity team and then to be able to make the impact you've been able to make.
I think it's honestly gone really slow because I've been practicing and playing with these girls in the winter and summer leagues. And I feel like it's been taking forever. And now that I'm finally here, it's like, whoa, you're actually a freshman now.
All right. As a freshman, what have been some of the challenges that you faced this year, this season within the program? And what have been some of the surprises that you've said, oh, okay, this isn't quite maybe as bad as I thought it would be?
I think some of the adjustments are like travel was way different than high school. And now you're playing every day instead of just on the weekends, and having to adjust to different teammates and different rosters every game. But I think some of the accomplishments have also been winning districts, winning regionals, winning the AAC, now on to state. So I think those are all great accomplishments for our team too.
Although you guys have used a really good pitching staff throughout the regular season, in this tournament run, Tori Strides has been on a different level. What's it been like catching her, especially throughout this tournament run, and to see the level that she's on?
I think it's honestly amazing because she's got great speed and she spins the ball. She locates pitches very well and she mixes up her pitches. So I get a taste of different pitches and I just love catching for Tori.
Addie, what are some of the things maybe that you've surprised yourself along the way? You've done so much in your, 14, 15 years on this earth. What are some of the boxes you've checked maybe this year that you really didn't anticipate doing until maybe later on in your career?
Definitely breaking our school's RBI record because as a freshman, that's amazing. And I broke it during the Canfield game, and previous record was at 38. I'm now at 45, so I think that's great just as a freshman, and I continue to break more.
You talk about that Canfield game. That was the one that also gave you guys the AAC, and that was your first league championship in a while, I think since 2011. What was it like to do that in that moment in a game where you guys needed to win to get the conference because you had split with Canfield before? So what was that game like to do that against Canfield in that moment with everything on the line?
It felt amazing because previously that game before when we lost to them, it was a tough game, playing off the delays, and that was like really hard for us, and we knew that's a game that we should have won. So coming into that next Canfield game and getting that win felt amazing, especially because that's the win that we wanted. That's how we should have won, and it just made a statement that we owned the conference and that was our conference.
We're going to have some old dude on in about 10 minutes. That is pretty special to you, I think, in a lot of different ways. Talk to us in all seriousness what it's like and what it means to be coached by Fred Moots, especially given this year, the way that you girls have played out of your minds and then really gotten the credit to go to Coach Moots the way it should has for a long time.
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, not only is he a great coach, but he's a great guy on and off the field, which I think that makes it 10 times better because it's not like, oh, I just need Coach Moots when I'm going to practice. If there's ever a time outside of practice where we need him, he's always there for us. He's always supporting us. He's pushing us to our hardest and making us the best that we can be.
Seems like since we started covering Boardman, Fred Moots has always had really good catchers behind the plate that he's been able to develop and teach really well. What has he done for you as a catcher? What has he taught you? What has he kind of grown your game in this year that you think you've seen really big growth in?
Honestly, I think we just work every day at practice very hard. So whether it be infield, outfield, catching, pitching, a lot of times we'll do live pitching in practices. We'll do just infield, outfield. He's always giving us bunts and keeping us on our toes. so that we are prepared for whatever happens in a game.
Addie, the funny thing is we see a lot of people, talk to a lot of people, and they're saying, I don't know that Addie Rudge is ever off the diamond, from the time February starts until maybe later than football season. What is it about this game of softball that you absolutely love, not just playing it, but also being a different part of the game as well?
I honestly just love the friendships and the bonds and the things you learn from softball. The amount of people and friends that I have met from softball is so unreal. Like between travel, high school, everything, it's just so unreal. And those friendships are ones that always last forever.
During the summer, you get to put on that blue shirt and become an umpire for Little League too. What kind of respect for the game does that give you to see the game through that eye?
It makes me really happy to be able to give back to the community, not only by playing, but to be able to umpire, and not many people can do that. And I just like being able to give my time to those younger girls because I was there once, and it feels great to be there. So to be able to be that umpire now behind the plate or behind the bases, it feels really great giving back to those younger girls.
Okay, so now that the cat is out of the bag, we can officially say I didn't know. I was tap dancing around it. I didn't know how far we wanted to get into this. But as an umpire, have you had to maybe do one of these, like you're gone, like see you later, see you in the parking lot kind of deal? How has it been for you as an umpire, and has it helped you as a catcher being able to chirp back a little bit?
So actually, I've never had to throw somebody out, and I plan not to, but the nice thing is a lot of people know me from being a catcher and all that, so a lot of them have a lot more respect for me. And being a catcher, I have that point of view of like seeing strike zone differently and stuff like that, which makes it easier. And I'm one where if I'm even playing or umpiring, I zone everybody out, so I don't really hear them and they don't really bother me.
Addie, I want to talk a little bit more about your experience in Little League. We talked about how we covered you there, and we kind of understood that you were going to be a special player when you got to high school. What was it like to be a part of that Boardman team and the runs that you guys had when you were in Little League?
It felt amazing because even then we still had girls going to multiple different schools between St. Charles, Poland, Boardman, just depending on where they lived. And for us all to come together and play, it felt amazing. And to be able to recreate that now feels even better.
All right, Addie, we can be serious now. All right. Beginning of the season, probably not a lot of outside pundits, so to speak, giving Boardman a lot of credit and a lot of chance to win that AAC title, to be at the top, right? Or otherwise. Was there a little bit of a chip on the shoulder going into the season a little bit?
I feel like it was, but I feel like we also knew that after last year and stuff, we didn't really have much room to stand, and we actually had to prove a point to get somewhere, and we obviously did.
Point proven now. I think we can officially say Boardman put themselves on the map. You have a week off. We talked about this yesterday, how you played on Saturday and you have to wait until Friday for the state semifinal. What's that like for you and this team? Is it building anticipation? Are nerves building? Are you loose this week? What's it been like so far, just kind of waiting for Friday?
I think it's a little bit of everything because a week off is a lot of time. We picked up a game tomorrow, but it's like the nerves are starting to come in. You're starting to get excited because it's getting closer, but it's still so far away. And just to have to wait a full week is very nerve-wracking because it's only Tuesday and we've got till Friday. So that means we've got 4 more days of practice and stuff like that.
The worst part of all that time, I'm going to guess. Now, you're talking to a former catcher, Addie. I hated catching bullpens. And usually practice means you're just catching bullpens. So for you, you think you get some leg rest? You think you get some time to let things ride? Maybe we'll talk to Coach Boots here in a couple minutes, get you a little bit of R&R. But for you, over that week, do you like catching bullpens? Is it something like you look forward to, or is it like, oh gosh, not another one? Like, let me get in the cage a little bit, work on my swing. Obviously, all those RBIs, you don't have too much to work on. But, what are some of your favorite things about practice and least favorite things about practice?
So I honestly don't mind catching in practice and stuff because I think I'm at my worst when I don't catch in a while because my legs get a little tired, my arm gets sore, whereas if I am practicing, my arms and legs both stay loose, which help me. But I love being at practice and being with the girls and my teammates because on the field's my best time. So
she's young. She's young.
But what's the maybe not least favorite? I don't want to put it that way because obviously you love practice. You just said that. The drill or the workout or the training part that you think is the hardest or the one that you have to really push yourself to get through?
honestly, I like them all because I know in the end they're all making me better some way or somehow. So therefore, sometimes I know they may be hard to push through or something, but I know in the end that's definitely making me a better player.
This entire interview is spoken like a person who knows her coach is coming up. This is Addie. You are incredible at this so far. We are. I mean, we're fans. I mean, we would be remiss if we didn't say that we're huge fans of you. Obviously, we've known you for a long time. Coming up, we're so proud of you and what you've been able to accomplish already. Not even through, and I'm proud to say, not even through your freshman year for you. What things are you looking forward to down the line to accomplishing and hoping to accomplish as a Boardman Spartan?
Well, next year I definitely want to break the hits record because this year I think I was about 8 off as of right now. So I want to do that. We obviously have 5 seniors leaving, which means we'll also have new girls coming in, and I can't wait to meet them and play with all of them. But I hope to win the AAC next year and get as far as we did this year again.
Now, you also had a great freshman year inside the classroom. You're a great student. I don't want to leave that out because it's a hard jump from middle school to high school in the classroom as much as it is from middle school to high school on the field as an athlete. What was it like to transition to a high school student, and how did you handle it so well?
I think high school is definitely harder because suddenly now teachers are telling you that you have a test tomorrow, whereas middle school you kind of had a few weeks to prepare and stuff like that. Whereas high school you're given the material and you're kind of tested over it. Middle school they gave you study guides and all that. And high school it's kind of just here's your notes, and some classes I even had to take my own notes. But I know that you aren't going to get anywhere without your education. So as much as I love softball, education is my number one focus. And if I ever am having trouble in the classroom or whatever, I would definitely take a break of softball to make sure my grades stay up.
Are you like 35, like secretly? Because these answers are so good. Last question for you, Addie, because we have to ask this because Boardman is such a very, very tight-knit community, and everybody loves wearing that Spartan seal on seemingly everything. Why are you so proud to be a Spartan?
I'm just proud because my dad went here, so obviously he was here when he was younger, and for me to follow in his footsteps a little bit just makes me proud.
Awesome. Addie, we can't thank you enough for being part of the show today. Again, huge fans. We're rooting for you overwhelmingly to head it not only into the state semis and win that, but hopefully you bring home the big crown as well, and you can continue to do it and continue doing things. Because here's the thing. People are going to look at you and they're going to say, we want to be just like Addie Rudge on the softball field. But I'll tell you one thing, that last answer that you had about even taking time off. Now, Coach Moots is going to be like, oh, okay, we got to make sure that doesn't happen. But to say that at such a young age, kudos to you. You're going to be a great role model as you are already. And we are absolutely honored you spent some time with us today. Good luck, young lady.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen,